So welcome everyone and welcome to Meeting Kabir session today. And today I have not planned any bhajan. I thought we'll just maybe have more of discussion if possible, if people are willing. And I would also love to have your contributions if you have come across anything by Kabir or maybe reflected upon it. So that would be also nice. And if Taru, you have anything to share regarding whatever you are researching, if you have research, so that would also be nice if you can share it with us. Yeah.
Yeah, hi, Monica. So, Monica, again, I did read, a few small anecdotes, but not much value adding. Again, those things about how where Kabir used to live, there used to be slaughterhouses nearby. Remember, we had discussed that one. So, matlab itna nothing very, interest, like kind of attention catching or interesting, but like small anecdotes from Kabir only.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm.
But I did, I had discussed with you that bhajan what was it? I forgot. Give me 1 second. I had
वो जो जब मैं सच बोलता हूँ तो मुझे पीटते हैं वो वाला.
नहीं वो जो that bhajan ना that I don't know, it's not bhajan exactly, that man mast हुआ फिर क्या बोले.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, so there is this, what do you call it? You call it bhajan, you
Yeah,
call
it's
it.
bhajan only. Yeah.
So I'll just copy paste it.
Yeah.
1 second on the thing. It has very beautiful wordings.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just copy it from here and a screenshot, वो screen share करती हूँ.
Okay.
Just a second. Yeah.
Yeah, so I just like the basic wordings of this,
Yeah.
like kind of, the state of fullness was very beautiful, that we had discussed it also several times. There's a stage when after, you don't want to give explanations or conclusions, or, it's like, okay, there's nothing, right? Okay, whatever, if somebody wants to misunderstand, that's great. If somebody wants to disapprove, that's great. So
Yeah.
इसमें that thing is, I don't know ये कहाँ से आया, मैंने अभी देखा ये सिया राम की जय बोला. That's probably somebody's own.
Yeah, actually people modify it in oral tradition, so that is perfectly fine. Yeah.
Okay. हाँ, तो ये मैंने अभी देखा. I didn't realize.
Yeah.
But the state in itself, like when you listen to the bhajan, it's very beautiful.
Yes.
Beyond speech, right? Like we feel, it's like I also remember my own thing that sometimes when you're having an argument, especially if it's related to spirituality or your desire to say do a particular retreat or something, you need to give explanations, right?
Mhm.
Like, but then it's like कि हाँ बस करना है, नहीं पता, just if you want to take it as entertainment, है ना, मतलब कि उसमें कुछ वो नहीं करना है, तो that was, it's really nice कि आप क्या बोले.
Mm.
And then Hira app, obviously you'll be able to explain it better, but Hira Paya, like if you realize what you have, na,
Mm.
then बार you're not like जिसको पता है वो नहीं फिर बार कुछ करेगा, right? The one who's not sure
Mm.
will think and evaluate and doubt and try to understand कि मेरे पास जो है
Yes.
वो क्या है क्या नहीं. And my most favorite one is this one, that हल्की थी जब चढ़ी तराजू पूरी भई तब क्या तोले. As in, when I felt I was incomplete, or when I felt that my, I don't know, I need approvals, na, I need validations, then I would kind of do things for the whole thing कि जिससे मेरे को जो एक इमेज मेंटेन करनी है या एक अप्रूवल्स चाहिए,
Yeah.
उसके लिए मुझे काम करने हैं.
Yeah.
लाइक आचार्य जी है ना, आचार्य प्रशांत सेज अ लॉट ऑन दिस कि अगर कहाँ से क्या मिल रहा है इसको देखो,
Yeah.
अगर दूसरों के उसमें फंसे हुए हो तो. बट वंस यू फील दैट कंप्लीशन के या दैट्स इट,
Yeah.
then you don't want to get weighed, right? It doesn't matter, like it's very consistent with the whole theme,
Yeah.
beautifully expressed.
Yeah.
एंड देन हंसा पावे मान सरोवर ताल तलैया में क्यों डोले, कि जब जिसने मान सरोवर में हु कैन, राइट?
Yeah.
But again, this is very interesting that we at times touch those spaces inside us, and still we get, again and again have the tendency that the subtle, not the subtle, the basic, superficial, and trivial, basically, is the word I was looking for. It keeps pulling us. And so, this is a beautiful reminder.
Yeah.
And yeah, and again, the last part is repeated quite often na, in Kabir Bhajan, especially this till till वाला था यहाँ तो आई डोंट नो, मे अच्छा वो नीचे है। हाँ, आके आप ही बता दो।
नहीं, ये
Thank-
बाकी के दो भी बताओ ना, जो आप तेरा साहिब एन कहे कबीर।
तेरा साहिब है घर माही बाहर नैना क्यों खोले, कि एज इन अगेन दैट देयर इज अ ब्यूटीफुल सॉन्ग ना बुल्ले शाह का भी, कि हर जगह पे ढूंढा है बस घर में अपने अंदर नहीं ढूंढा ना, कि
या
तो आपसे कि इट्स ऑल इज इनसाइड यू एंड यू कीप लुकिंग फॉर इट आउटसाइड। एंड आई गेस इसमें ये भी हो जाएगा कि वी कीप लुक लाइक ऑल आवर फोकस इज ऑन द आउटसाइड ना, बाहर नैना के अंदर के नया वो जो कनेक्टिंग विद इन का हो गया। आई थिंक दैट इज व्हाट। एंड कहे कबीर सुनो भाई साधो साहिब मिल गया तिल ओले, तो दिस इज द वन आई वाज सेइंग दैट this thing has often been used ना, this comparison कि तिल के तिल में जैसे दे से कि ऑयल लगता नहीं है ना, it's so hard, but when you press it the oil is there. तो similarly I think they say कि it doesn't feel कि जिस तरह से हम हैं, God can be in us, like when we actually in awareness see what all we are doing, because God seems like something really beyond all this, and yet He is within us. So
yeah.
uh,
Thank you.
thank you.
So anybody else would like to have any reflections on this, whatever Taru has shared?
Just this verse, हीरा पाया बांध गठरिया बार बार वाको क्यों खोले.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate a little bit on that, please?
Yes. Yes. Anybody else? Okay. So please keep sharing as and when you have anything to share. So let us go over these lines again. मन मस्त हुआ फिर क्या बोले. So must I think what I have heard about the original root from where the must is coming, mast, it's actually coming from you are stationed where you are in your true being. You are stationed in your true being. You ast is that establish, you are established in your truth. So that is ma ast, and that is what our truth is. Our truth is Satchida Ananda, right? So for us it may seem like philosophy, ki I have no experience of Satchidananda, so it is pure philosophy for me. So what does one mean by man mast hua? Kaise ho sakta hai man mast? That usko kisi ki parwah nahi hai. So we'll explore it as we go along these lines. And then it says that once I am established in my true being, once I know who I truly am, then I don't need to speak anything regarding, proving myself, as Taru was sharing, that I need not have any approval from the world or from myself regarding my worth. If we look at our actions, day-to-day actions, we will see that the moment I do an activity, the moment I say something to a person, in the very moment of that saying or doing that action, you will see that there is a sense of something coming back. I must get this kind of response so that I feel complete. I must get this kind of a smile so that I feel complete. So as if there is always this sense of lack within me, and I'm doing all those actions from that sense of lack. And that's why I cannot be must if I'm coming from that sense of lack. I'll always be seeking, looking for approval. So he's saying that now I need not speak anything. It doesn't mean that one stops to speak. It just means that one enjoys the silence of the being. Otherwise the mind is almost on a default mode, going on and on and on and on about stories and all the, the whole ideas about me, the world and all that. So that chatter has now calmed down, and I don't need to speak much. And that's why this silence after knowing my true nature, which is not a big deal actually, is the silence or the stillness that has been referred to by mystics, that silence is the greatest knowledge, stillness is the greatest knowledge. It is not the upari stillness ki muh chup karke baith gaye, not that stillness. That also helps at one point of time, but this is the stillness arising from the truth of my being. And we will discover it. It's not philosophy, it can be, this space can be touched, it's our birthright, right? So it's not philosophy or theory. We'll go about it. हीरा पाया बांध गठरिया, बार बार वाको क्यों खोले? What is the need for you to prove and show it to everyone that yes, I have found it, I have found it? You don't need to speak about it. There is no show off that is required. You will not feel the need. You know that you have found something within. That is not something very extraordinary. You only know, right? On the outer appearances, it's everything is the same. You are still playing those same roles. You are still the daughter, mother-in-law, whatever, all those roles are still the same. Yet something within has changed. And you don't need to open it up and to show it to everyone that yes, hey, I have found something. There is something that is new within me. There is no need for that showing off. One is just calm and absorbed in that beauty that one has found, a newborn beauty almost, right? So that is what I understood by these words. We have taken up this bhajan earlier also. So that is what it comes to me. And if there is anything that comes to you, please share. बार बार वाको क्यों खोले? किसको प्रूव करना है? What is the need? And also one thing which comes here is that if one has found one's inner truth, nothing special has happened. So one must not feel that I am superior or inferior than somebody else who has not yet found the truth of his being, right? Nothing special has happened. It's very, very ordinary. And that's why there is almost hardly any need to talk about it, to speak about it, right? बार बार हीरा पाया बांध गठरिया, अपनी गठरिया बंधी रहने दे तू, बार बार वाकू क्यों खोले? There is no need, right? हल्की थी जब चढ़ी तराजू, पूरी भई तो कब तब क्या तोले? अब I think Taru shared enough on this, that when I myself was not convinced that I am not enough, when I myself had doubts on my self-worth, that who I am is never enough, I always need approvals, I always need to be good enough, when I myself was not sure, and that is what is meant by halki thi. Halki kiski nazar mein thi? अपनी खुद की नजर में. सबसे बड़ी जो नजर है जो हमारे ऊपर हमेशा रहती है, वो तो मेरी खुद की नजर है ना, my own judgment towards me and my actions, right? जब मैं खुद ही कन्विंस नहीं थी अपने बारे में, तब मैं चढ़ी तराजू, तब मैं तरह तरह के तराजू चढ़ी. उसने बोला तुम ऐसी हो तो मान गई. उसने बोला तुम्हें ये करना चाहिए अच्छा बनने के लिए, तो मैं मान गई. उसने बोला तुम बड़ी वो हो, तो भी मैं मान गई. और मैं सबके इशारों पे नाचती रही. क्यों नाची? क्योंकि मैं खुद ही कन्विंस नहीं थी that I am enough. Now when I have tasted that I am enough, not I am a mother, I am a good daughter, I am a good mother, I am a good CEO, not that. No labels are needed. I am in inverted commas is enough. My being is enough. Now once I have tasted that essence, then why would I again sit on those tarazus and let people weigh me? Let them weigh, but I am not concerned now. And again, it may seem like an arrogance, but it's a kind of a groundedness. It's not arrogance, it's kind of a groundedness in my own being, that yes, I know that I am enough, and yet whatever is needed will be done, shall be done. The right action will be taken. But I don't need to go about the images people have about me, what they think about me, right? Most often than not, whenever I am interacting with a person, Actually, I am interacting with what he thinks about me. You will see how strongly this comes into our being. Whenever I am saying that, I have to talk to this and this person, I already have a very strong idea that this person thinks this about me, and this is the way he is going to behave. And that happens almost in loop. So I am the creator of that destiny. So that's what she's saying now, that now when I myself am convinced that I am enough, then I don't need to take up any labels, whatever they want to give me. I am without any labels, untouched. Hansa Pave Man Sarovar. Now, the reference of Hans comes in mystic tradition a lot of time. It is also referred to the Hans or swan soul, right? The truth of the being, that is called Hans. And why is it called Hans? Because if we compare it with other birds of the similar stature, we'll see that swans are not found in flocks. They're not in a crowd. Aloneness is our true nature. Aloneness of the soul is its true nature. Ego does not want to be alone. Ego feels lonely when it is all by itself, right? Because it's all sense of worth, sense of praise, sense of appreciation, all that is coming from outside. So it feels lonely, as if a void is there if people are not around. But it's not like that with the soul, because the soul is fulfilled within itself. It is the direct portion of the divine. It is fulfilled, contented, enough. And that's why when I get a taste of that presence within my being, then why would I roam around in the puddles? When I've got this taste of this vastness and wideness within my being, what is the need of going to places which actually feels like puddles? And it also means that why to go mentally in those places where I feel limited? Because limitedness is not my nature. My nature, soul's nature, is limitlessness, right? And that is why we all love open, vast, wide uh, scenes, or beauty, or travel locations and all that. Look at the mountain, vast, wide, calm, still. Why are they so appealing? Look at the oceans. Why are they so absorbing? Because they are actually reflecting the truth of my own being, which is that vastness, the wideness, the limitlessness, and the stillness, along with the movement. That is my true nature. So as if everything in the universe is pointing at something, but I am so absorbed in my stories that I am not even there to notice all that, those pointers. And this is what is said, that when you open your eyes, jag jag, Kabir has said, jag, ab to jag ja, ab to jag ja. So he's not saying that there is something new which will be waiting for you, some new siddhi that you will get. Not like that. You are not even there. When we go for travels, or some relaxing areas, for some time our stories take a back seat. The moment I'm back in the house or the same place, all the stories come back. And that is why I crave for going to the travel again, because I was really feeling nice there. It gave me a taste of my own true nature. So can I go close to why travel makes me feel so good? Why meeting a person makes me feel so good? Not taking it for granted at all. You just go close and observe. What happens in that activity that makes me feel so good? Why do I like it? Why do I want to do it again? What is it that is it's giving me? Yeah, so that's Hansa Pave Mansarovar. Tal Talaiya mein kyun dole? Why would I travel around in limited places now? Why would I even go and close myself in mental thought and domain, which is always very, very restricted? Tera sahib hai ghar mahi, bahar naina kyun khole? Now, what is this sahib? We must reflect over it. Now, these are all pointers. We can never talk about the exact thing, because the exact thing is not a thing. It's not a thing that can be talked of. It does not have any properties. And that is why Vedantics, all these Vedic, Advaitic teachers have said neti neti. वो कौन है? वो limited नहीं है. What is my true nature? It is not limited. And that is what word infinite means. That which is not infinite, that which is not finite, that which is not limited. So we are actually not using the word limitless, because then it's again an image. I'm trapping it's in an image. So I am reaching to my true nature by saying neti neti. I am not this. What is my true nature? It is not finite. It is not shallow. It is not something that can be known. So that actually absorbs me in something which actually cannot be talked about, but we talk about it because words are just pointers, right? Tera sahib hai ghar mahi. Now ghar has been referred to the body. Now it does not mean that it is enclosed in the body. It is independent of the body. Why? How? Imagine that there is this vast, wide space. Imagine the whole universe. Okay. And what is there in the universe are this galaxy, that galaxy, that galaxy, and all that, right? Everything is there. Now it may seem that the space inside this galaxy is different from the space within this galaxy, but is it so? The moment everything disappears, we see that there is a continuity in space. Space is only one. So our consciousness, the one which makes us capable of understanding things, seeing, experiencing things, our consciousness is almost like space. It seems that it is trapped in this body, but the moment the body is gone, I realize, oh my God, I am not gone. I'm still there. If you talk about people who have these experiences, even out of the body experiences, they would know that, yeah, I was there. Yeah, I could see the body. So who were you? And then we go more into the subtle domain that I was still there. It means that I call myself is not just the body. It is so very clear. So this is a discovery which each one of us has to make for himself. The ways can be several. Paths can be several. Discovery is only one. And this discovery is only the beginning. Only the beginning. And once I know who I truly am, I'm actually liberated of the sense of being a body, of the sense of being the mind, of the sense of being feelings. And I can live actually a freer life, a fuller life. And then I would not care for what people think about me or talk about me or, all these, the things that keep us really entangled, right? So that is what it seems, that I don't have to look outside. Bahar नैना क्यों खोले? तू क्या ढूंढ रहा है बाहर? कुछ तो है जो तू ढूंढ रहा है. We are all looking for that completion that we miss. Something is missing. Something, I don't know what that thing is, but something is missing. How do we know that? How do we know that? Who has told us that? Our subjects did not ever teach that there is something that is missing, right? They never told us that. Why do then I have this strong sense that I'm missing something? There must be something to it. Why is there this constant restlessness of the being? And the moment I find within myself the truth of my being, one sees that restlessness ceases. Oh, that is what I was trying to find through all the external means. At this I shared an image with you. I don't know if you all were there when I was sharing. A teacher shared this beautiful analogy of, imagine that there is this ball and you have constricted the ball. It's a rubber ball, that can be compressed. So this constriction of the ball is what we call as that seeking ego. It is always under tension. It is not its true nature. So it's seeking, it doesn't feel fine. It feels lonely, it feels restless, it always is under some stress. Why? Because it remembers that memory of being relaxed. So the ego has to actually go back and merge, if one can say it, in its fullness. Because this tension is not our nature. This is our nature, and that is why we seek it everywhere. In our relationships, if our relationships are not giving us happiness and joy, it is so unfulfilling, right? Why? Because I was seeking it through, I thought maybe through this it will happen, but it did not happen. So I was this, and I thought by doing this I would do it, find it, that relaxation, but I did not. So I'm still seeking. While when the reality dawns upon us, I realized that I was never supposed to find that fullness by that external mean. It was always available to me. It was always available to me. Now, if we look at this ball analogy, you would see that even when it is constricted, the ball, what is there? What is the truth of the ball? Actually, the relaxed and tense, they are only appearances, right? There is only one ball. So the ball was never ever separate. The tension was there, but the ego was never ever separate from the fullness. They were always one, and that is why we use the metaphor of ocean and wave. The wave may think that it is separated from the ocean, but is it ever away from the ocean? Never. And that is why we say that all the game is happening in my own being. Can I just wake up from my story, from my dream? So it's just a waking up that is required. Waking up only from my stories, that I am not my stories. I am not my stories. Whatever story may crop up in the mind, I tell myself, I am not the story. I refuse to be labeled as that story. Neti neti. Again, neti neti is happening. Kahe Kabir suno bhai sadho, sahib mil gaya til ole. Now til is one thing that Taru touched upon is til is do not ever go on the face value. Til may seem that it does not have anything, but we know that it has oil. Second thing is that till is very ordinary. It is very minute. We always keep on searching for something extraordinary in my life. And when people who have realized or tasted the truth of their being, they have tasted it like, oh my God, oh, this was always in front of my eyes. Why could I never look at it? So it is finding the extraordinary in the ordinary. This wall, the color of this wall. Oh my God, I never ever noticed it. Was I ever even there? So where do we find our true being? In the middle of all what is happening, the seeming ordinary movements of life. We don't need to travel any further far destinations. We may travel and that may give us a taste, but that taste will be taken away from us again. So this is our sadhana, this is our practice, that in day-to-day life, can I live from that state of fullness? Can I taste and touch that fullness within my being? And how would I be able to touch it? By refusing to say yes to any labels, to any stories about me, myself, dropping off almost as if all the clothes that I am wearing, being naked in my own truth. So that is, I would say, really an extra elaboration now that you gave it to me on this, bhajan. So anything from here?
Monica, the Hira wala jo sentence hai,
Yeah,
usme again I think consistent with the whole theme. It's like that, you know, it's like say you found some gems on the ground, and if you know they are diamonds, you would just keep them safe within, right?
yeah,
They also don't need any analysis and validation. And like, so I think the whole theme kind of is consistent with that. And if you're not sure, then you'll take them out again and again कि क्या चीज है, कितनी expensive होगी, रखूं, फेंकूं, है ना? थोड़ा सा उसका when you were speaking that again came to
yeah,
me कि that also again is repeated in that. But Hira is priceless, so one would just keep it very safe inside and not it would not be open for contemplations and analysis. Yeah.
yeah.
मुझे एक डिफरेंट थॉट आ रहा था, you know, just in continuation to what Taru said just now
Yeah.
about the Hira wala line. When I was listening to you, the thought that came to me was, our conditioning is such of, any jewels or any gems. It's always like, acha, it's to be kept safely for the rainy day. Preserve it because there's always a value attached to it in reference to something, right? इसकी value ये है ये. तो मैं वही सोच रही थी कि कंडीशनिंग इतनी डीप है कि आपने कहा ना वो गठरी में रख लो, बार बार उसको रिविजिट करने की क्या जरूरत है. सो इट्स ऑलमोस्ट लाइक with anything our conditioning is of कि अच्छा उसकी value ये है, अच्छा उसको संभाल के रखो. So यहाँ पे वही, but I think Kabir used Hira as an example, but what he means probably is something which is priceless.
Priceless.
Yeah. So that's what I mean. The conditioning, it just keeps interfering with this interpretation. And now that there is more awareness, you keep checking yourself every minute. Ki, Acha, ye ho raha hai.
Yeah,
So it's a very interesting journey.
yeah. Anybody else on this bhajan or anything else? We can also take more couplets if not anything. Yeah. Shreya, would you like to share anything?
Not at the moment.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so let us take up these little couplets then, if not anything, and keep sharing if whenever you have anything. कबीर संगत साधु की जो गंधी की बास, जो कुछ गंधी दे नहीं तो भी बास सुबास. So Kabir here is saying that the sangat or the company of sadhu or sadhak, one who is on the path, and it can also be company of words which put you on the path, or people uh, who are on the path, so that you whenever you have interaction with them, it's like you feel again in alignment with your own truth. Kabir sangat sadhu ki jo gandhi ki baas. It's almost like a person who has a business of perfumes, right? He's dealing in perfumes, right? जो कुछ गंधी दे नहीं, he hasn't given you anything. If you just go to the shop or if you just go and meet him, just the smell or the fragrance of that, if one can say his work, his presence, his path, one feels that one has really gotten something. So it is almost a subtle kind of a giving or exchange that is taking place. He has not given you anything. It may be that even words were not exchanged, but just the presence of the being on path, presence of the sadhak itself was enough, and it just gave you a taste of something which is beyond the material realm. जो कुछ गंधी दे नहीं तो भी बास सुबास. So you feel contented, you feel fulfilled. He hasn't given you anything, but he has he has given you something. You can't say what it has given you actually. So that fragrance of the being is enough, it's sufficient. And I think that also indicates us towards that our being is enough. We are always trying to be something. Just our nobodiness is enough. It's enough to be. But then it can be again understood from different levels. It's not enough to be an ego. And that's why so much has been said. That's why the clutter and clamor of the world. But it's enough once you have tasted, touched your truth of the being. That's enough. One can bask there, one can spill it out. It will spill itself out. You cannot stop it. Just like a flower cannot stop its fragrance oozing out. So that's how a person who is a sadhak helps us on the path. कबीर कलह और कल्पना सत्संगत से जाए, दुख बासे भागा फिरे, सुख में रहे समाए. So Kabir is saying that kaleh, chaos, clamor of the mind, emotions going up and down, feelings here and there puppeting around. Kabir kaleh or kalpana. We actually abuse our imagination. We make up so much of stories in our head, they aren't even true. And we suffer a whole lot of life owing to those imaginations. And no wonder that people actually behave according to those imaginations only, because we are the creator of our own reality. So he's saying that kalhe or kalpana agar aap chahte hain aapke jeevan se nikal jaye. Now it is not referring to a imagination which is a creative imagination, in the sense it is of a different realm. Our imagination is usually in our own stories. इसने मेरे साथ क्या किया, उसने वैसा किया था, and all that, right? So Kabir is saying, Kabir kale and kalpana sat sangat se jaye. Now sat sangat के काफी meaning निकाले जा सकते हैं. Sat is one which is forever there, one that is eternal, one that is never absent. That is sat, eternal, that forever is. That is the only truth that is. Sangat, uski sangat, that which points you towards that eternity, that timelessness. And the biggest bad company that we have, all of us have, is of our own mind. And that is why in the first sentence it says, Kabir kale aur kalpana. Kahan se aa rahi hai kale aur kalpana? Mind hi to hai. And we have abused it badly. We are still abusing it more often than not. So what to do? It is in the beginning, it is very, very important when the mind is actually a restless mind, a finite, limited entity, and it is just a perpetrator of its own clamor, chaos, and suffering. It's very important to keep it in Sat Sangat. All the words, all that company, either of people, of words, of whatever, which actually takes you away from that clamor. Because in the beginning, it seems like I don't have any control over it. The moment I sit up all by myself, the story is back again. I'm again trapped in my past or gone into future worries. So what to do? What to do? So choose to be whatever gives you peace in the beginning. Stay more with that. That is what Sat Sangati refers. dukh baase bhage phira, sukh mein raha samay. Now, in the later stages, it is also there that along with the words of consciousness, along with the words of full of light that take you towards, hint you towards your own truth or peace, the mind, because it is now getting rid of the old habits of abusive thinking, it almost by itself rests in its true nature, which is peace, clarity, and stillness. But it does not come so easy, and that is why a lifetime of a practice is required by each one of us. So in the beginning we have to immerse ourselves, as we were discussing last time, कि अगर एक चिकना बर्तन है, बहुत उस पे चिकनाई चिपकी है, we have to immerse it in soap water, hot water, for a longer duration of time if we really want to clean it. So that is the quality of our mind right now. So we have to keep it immersed, not in its own stories, but in words which actually point it towards its own truth, which is peace, stillness, silence of the being. And one knows for itself, I will get a taste that here I was feeling peaceful, right? So in the beginning, it's almost kind of a dependency, right? So earlier the mind is running in a default mode, in patterns, tendencies, behaviors that has so far led me to this clamor, chaos in my life, stress in my life. Now, in order to get rid of these old habits of the mind, I am immersing it in this new mixture, concoction of words of illumination. So it's almost a dependency in the beginning. But the more and more the mind knows that, yes, this is my nature, the mind will know, the mind will find rest. Then the dependency is not there, although you still may love the company of those words. So it is not that if I'm not hearing something, if I'm not reading something full of light, I am restless. No, it's not like that. But it's only kind of comes in time. Just like if I have a broken leg, I have to first walk with the crutches. And then in time, as the leg gets used to the walking, I can walk without the crutches. It's almost like that. Yeah. Dukh baase bhage phira, sukh mein raha samay. And dukh, what is dukh? Dukh is this separation. The mind is separated as if from its source, which is peace, clarity, stillness, and quietude. And it forever seems to be looking for it. So this is the dukh. This is the biggest dukh that we have. The idea of me as a separate person who is not enough and he has to fulfill itself by something or the other. And now when the mind gets peace and centered in its own truth, then now when this mind rises out into action, into the same world, it will be a different quality of action and behavior and words and all that. And the world badly needs minds rising up from that stillness. So it is our responsibility. It's not a luxury, it's our responsibility. Yeah, so anything on these two?
So Monica, when you say that, it at times does feel like a dependency, that when one is connected with these illuminating thoughts and words, one is more stable. And when one veers away from them, then the old tendencies get back to you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but at the same time, it is very heartening to realize that, this too is just a process.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the old patterns are being perhaps broken.
Beautiful. Yes. Yeah. It's almost, if we look back at our life so far, we will see that it has been actually a matter of company that I have given myself. more often than not, I have given myself the company of my own mind, and it has been a destructive company. We all know that for ourselves. And now it's just a change of the company that is required, so that the mind finds its own truth. And then it will, again, as you were sharing, it will not be dependent on the company once it knows where it has to rest. So far the mind has forgotten its home for such a long time that it does not know the way back home. It feels that it has come so far, while that far is not, actually it's just a dream, right? But once it becomes used to travel back home again and again, resting in that stillness, resting in that stillness, resting in that stillness, then that becomes its true nature. And then almost as if all the dependencies are taken off, and what one does is, in the love of uh, you know living, that this is what I love to do, because this is where I want to spend my time, this is the calling. So that's actually very interesting to see that if we look back, we will see and trace the history that yes, I have been keeping the mind, in a really interesting company, if not bad, very interesting, yeah.
So Monica, can I share something? So I'm just thinking of the actual helplessness of the human condition in some way. As you know that I haven't been keeping well, but I seem to be getting better now a little bit. And this whole practice of basking in the awareness and just looking at life as if it was, you're looking at it, the ability to be able to detach and look at it from a very detached perspective, and basking in that more and more. So when you're suffering, when the suffering is so real, then you find a lot of solace in it. You find, and then you want to keep the practice going, and you want to do it more and more because you're finding that peace in it.
Bilkul.
And then when you start getting better, and then I'm actually in a place where I'm realizing that kitni maya hai, itni sari cheezein. And for me, especially in my condition, it's almost like, acha main ye kha sakti hu, acha main mirchi kha sakti hu, little things. So for me na, every juncture is like, acha ye, it's pulling me towards it. And when I'm in it, it's giving me happiness, joy. And for me now, the whole thing is the constant reminder that ye bhi bahut this will also pass. So stay on the stay on the path.
Yeah.
So मैं अपने आप को remind कर रही हूँ, I'm constantly reminding myself that yes, enjoy it, not that don't enjoy it, but don't get carried away so much that again फिर आपको वहां से शुरुआत करनी पड़े जहाँ, so I think I'm in that journey, and maybe we can talk about it later, but I just thought about it that it's so hard. It's
Yeah.
not easy, especially it needs lots of practice, lot of determination,
Bilkul.
lot of rigor.
Totally with you, yes. And that is why, we have discussed so much on the blessing that suffering or pain presents in our life. And so that actually tries to give us a poke that, hey, babe, find your true being. You have been living in a wrong identity so far, and once we have tasted it, actually I think there is nothing to be worried of, because once I have gotten a true taste of it, even when I get carried away, it is impossible that I will not return back to it. It is such addictive.
Yeah.
And Kabir has said, Ram Ras Mitho Ghano, that Ram Ras, this taste of my true being, is so sweet that once I have tasted it, I want more and more and more and more. So I think there all the worries can go away. And yes, you are right that it's very, very important to remind and remind and remind, because the moment things go back to the normal, the old habits can actually come back again, because it's just training. It's almost a kind of a training that is happening. Yeah.
Yeah, बिल्कुल. And जैसे कि I think आपने कहा था अपने last session में that you don't step in the same water twice. So maybe even when we go back, we actually have made some progress.
Beautiful.
So somewhere we have to be, give that pat on our back and not be so hard on ourselves.
Exactly. And even if I'm sharing, this with you, because this will happen with us again and again, I will get carried away again. But now when I get carried away, that getting carried away again will actually serve me as a stepping stone in my own progress. Some element in me will be aware throughout that carried away thing that is happening. So as you said, and so I'm so glad that you remember it. I don't, that we would never step in the same water again. So the experience may be getting carried away, lost in the emotions upheavals, but again, the learning that I receive from that process will be a far greater learning than I got from, that similar experience a few years ago. So that again, you deserve a pat on the back, as you said. Yeah. Yeah. जब लग मरने से डरे तब लग प्रेम नाही, बड़ी दूर है प्रेम घर समझ लेहू मन माही. So Kabir ji is here sharing. Yeah, thanks Yashu, thank you. Kabir ji is sharing that जब तक आपको जीवन में मरने से डर है, तब तक अभी रियल प्रेम में पड़े नहीं हो. It's about your own love, the love for your own self, the taste of your own love, the truth of my being. जब लग मरने से डरे तब लग प्रेम नहीं, इसका मतलब अभी नहीं मिला. जब तक जीवन में डर समाया हुआ है कि मैं मर जाऊंगा, मुझे कुछ हो जाएगा, तब तक अभी मिला नहीं. बड़ी दूर है प्रेम घर समझ लेहू मन माही. अपने मन को बता देना कि अभी the journey is still on. And it's not that the journey stops after one realizes that I don't have to fear, I'm immortal. It's not that the journey stops there. But he's talking about like a pre-realization journey, that once you haven't even tasted that who you are can never be touched, born, die and all that, अभी तक तो शुरुआत ही नहीं हुई. और उसके बाद there is another phase of life that takes over, which Sri Aurobindo calls as life divine, a life coming out from the fullness of the being and not from this sense of lack that we mostly have spent our time in, right? So that is what one must know. It's the fear of death can be a signal that अभी काम है, अभी काम बचा है, अभी काम बचा है. और काम तो इतना है कि अनंत काम है, बचा ही रहेगा कुछ ना कुछ. कबीर निज सुख आत्म राम है, दूजा दुख अपार, मनसा वाचा कर्मणा कबीर सुमिरन सार. So Kabir is saying that the peace, the stillness, the happiness which you find in your own being, that is the only truth. Whenever duja comes into picture, others, if we look at our own life, whatever trouble is coming or seems to come, it is impossible that it will not contain a trace of somebody other. There is nothing to my story if not all those others in my story. So Kabir is saying, Duja dukh apar. Whatever is coming from that otherness is forever a bringer of dukh. Mansa vacha karmana Kabir sumiran sar. Man se, words say, vachan, vacha means the speech, and karmana in your actions, in the mind, in the thought, in the speech, in the actions. What is to be remembered? Kabir sumiran sar. Remember who you truly are. Remember who you truly are. Because if we go back to the same imagery of the space and the buildings in the space, we will see that I am not the body. So where is this separation? Why would I create this other in my life? Because I have seen that so far I have been creating these others in my life, and they have been the bringer of most dukh in my life. So why would I continue doing that when I now realize that I am not limited by the body? You know, the moment, even for a moment, if I realize, or in my story, in even I make it a kind of an experiment that I remove all the others in my life, one can actually taste a peace and stillness in that moment itself. We don't need to go that far. So is it possible? Can we ask ourselves, is it possible to live without having the story of others in my head? Yes, it is possible. The others may still be there, they will still be there, the bodies will be lurking around, and that is fun actually. That then that becomes fun, that becomes an experiment in life. But now my head is not full of the others. I am taking each and every experience in my life for my own progress, for my own growth. The other may just serve as a trigger. Anything external may serve as a trigger. So-called external, I'm just referring to the body, that external, otherwise there is nothing external and internal. It's a continuity. It's a continuity. And that is why we get so disturbed by somebody else's, if somebody is angry, we take it in. So that just tells me again that I could not stop it. I just took it in, all in. And as we are growing in our own truth, we see that those very expressions of anger, of rage from other people around, actually they stop disturbing my peace. They just give me an opportunity to observe life objectively. That seeing aspect that we were talking of, that ever-present witnessing aspect, which takes now this experiment, this opportunity in life as just another, observation. I need not take that anger in. I need not take that rage in, because who I am stationed in that awareness. Only then that equanimity would come. Otherwise, it won't come. And again, there would be so many moments there when I'll still be swayed, and that's okay. That's a part of a process. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. I've touched the last doha, which I got. If you guys have anything more to share, please do.
This is just a sharing, not a doha, on what you were just saying. It's just so difficult, Monica, to stay on the path. Like if something happens, this example of anger that you were just sharing, I have seen it with me that, okay, if something happens and I see that, okay, I'm getting angry, even if I remember to step away from the situation and just see and not engage in the drama, a little while later, and I would feel happy, chalo theek hai, I felt angry but I did not engage in the drama and I stepped away and whatever, and I'll be feeling happy one moment, and an hour later or so that same story will come back again, and this time the emotion of hurt will come. अरे उसने ऐसे कैसे कह दिया, बताओ, I mean, so different, it just keeps on coming back in different ways
Bilkul.
and different emotions.
Yeah.
Her work, of course, as you said, it's just practice and practice and practice.
Yeah.
But
Shreya, actually, again, it's like the pattern of the mind. The pattern of the mind so far is living in clamor and chaos.
yeah,
So that's its habit. It's an old habit. तो अब धीरे धीरे नई हैबिट डलेगी, जब पीस का टेस्ट चढ़ेगा उसको, तो एक्चुअली उसके सामने उसको दिखेगा, यार क्या फर्क पड़ता है, आई हैव माई पीस स्टिल विद मी, अगर ये काम उस तरीके से हो भी गया या उसने कुछ बोल भी दिया, it doesn't matter. So it's almost a matter of, again, as we were sharing earlier, कि old habit now dying slowly and it will keep on, जैसे सिगरेट छोड़ते हैं तो स्टार्टिंग में तो बड़ा मुश्किल लगता है ना, बार बार मन करता है उठा लो, पहले 10 से 5 में आते हैं, 5 से 2 में आते हैं, हाँ, फिर 2 से कभी कभी वापस 10 में चले जाते हैं. So this is actually that process because we are addicted to our minds. So you're right, it takes time and many a times one feels that अरे फिर से वहीं पहुंच गई, but it's never the same process again. We have always moved ahead. Yeah.
I have something to share from my own personal experience है श्रेया. जैसे अब ये होता है ना, like you use the sentence कि उसने ऐसे कैसे बोल दिया या ऐसे तो नहीं बोलना चाहिए था, and we keep telling ourselves कि हमारी expectations तो इतनी कम है और उसके बावजूद भी अगर इसमें भी नहीं मिल रहा है फिर तो it's just too much. My like there's like a little bit of bitterness, frustration, irritation, kind of those brother and sisters. But once what happened, like somebody said something to me and I was about to respond and suddenly I was reminded of that doha, वो जो है ना तुलसी कूता राम का, मोतियन मेरा नाम, I don't know पूरा क्या है, but it was like it's so funny that how we all have multiple personalities. कि एक पर्सनालिटी में मुझे लगता है कि मैं कुछ भी नहीं हूँ, आई डोंट डू दिस राइट, आई डोंट डू दैट राइट, और दूसरी पर्सनालिटी है जो इतनी स्नूटी होके खड़ी होती है कि अरे मुझे कैसे बोल दिया. तो उस इंस्टेंट व्हेन समथिंग वाज थ्रोन एट मी, व्हेन आई जस्ट रिफ्यूज टू कैच इट कि हाँ मतलब मुझे बोल दिया, मेरी औकात ही क्या है, बोल दिया मतलब हाउ डज दैट मैटर टू मी, ही सेड इट, उसने कहा तुमने सुना क्यों वाली बात हो जाती है. एंड दूसरा अगर बोल भी दिया तो तुझ ही हूँ, बोल दे यार, लाइक हाउ डज दोनों का कुछ. तो suddenly since that day something shifted, like I'm not saying that I don't go back there, but there was a bit of lightness and a little bit of drama in that too, कि it didn't hit that much, like that उसका वो इतना sharp नहीं रहता है when you say कि हाँ बोल भी दिया तो मेरे को मतलब I don't know, a part of me was like I deserve to even listen to this, move on kind ना, कि not getting stuck. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
True. Thanks, Tarun. I mean, I see that, but I guess I'm still at a place where I think मैं तो कितनी अच्छी हूँ.
Shreya, you are at a place where you need to be. You're not at a wrong place. Just be very sure about it. You are exactly at the space where you need to be at this moment. All the experiences that you are having, they are needed for the growth. Be surely anchored in that certitude. And it's almost like a disguise. These experiences come to us in a disguise and they remold us in such a way that we don't even realize. We realize only years later, wow, what that experience did to me. So just march on, on and on and on. Yeah. It's almost at one point of time, it's if one can actually catch oneself slipping back into the story and one can laugh about it, at many instances. I'm sure you all have such experiences that, oh my god, again फिर वहीं पहुंच गई, and one can actually catch oneself and laugh about it, कि चलो बहुत हो गया, अब नहीं जाऊंगी वहां पे, कि इतनी भी मूर्ख नहीं हूँ, या हूँ at times, but not now at least in this moment. And then again, as said, as you all shared, that again there are moments then the intensity or the grip of the drama is so strong. Somebody had said just a word, but something in me, some older, I don't know which lifetime's wound in me got hurt, and I just got slipped into it immediately, only to realize later that it's not that much worth. I have to bargain my peace for it, and I'm not ready for that now, right? So only later one realizes that अच्छा चलो 2 घंटे लगा लिए बहुत है, अब और समय नहीं लगाना, you know, and धीरे धीरे one gets more and more power कि अब 2 घंटे क्या, इसको तो अब 5 मिनट में ही सफाया कर दो, you know. Yeah, and that is what we call as love and kindness towards oneself, कि अपने आप को साफ रखना है, चाहे चाहे कितना भी इंपॉर्टेंट लगे उस बंदे ने जो कहा, अब मुझे सफाई से मतलब है, मुझे और कुछ, बाकी सब मेरे लिए इट्स ऑल सेकेंडरी, इट्स ऑल सेकेंडरी. सफाई इज फर्स्ट एंड foremost which I have to be dedicated towards. Yeah. So anyone else, Gurpreet ji, if you have anything to share, you would like to share, then most welcome, or else we'll just close then.
No, Monica, nothing much. Yeah.
Great. Yeah, Aditi, you have anything to share? We are just closing, winding up.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Great. All right then. Thanks everyone for joining. Bring more like sharing if you have, you know, if you are reading by yourself and you have anything that you come across, just bring it for sharing. Yeah.
Thank you, Monica.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.